back to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
So, you ready to see this, dude? You ready to see what my work process is? Because it'd probably drive you insane. So this is a Motu script. This is by Joshua Skye. It looks like he's writing most of them. And I just went and did another one. So we're on wave 26. And I just went and I sat at Barnes & Noble's this morning and I worked on wave 26. That was my goal for the day. I was like, I want to make a couple videos. I got to get some stuff in the post box. And then I wanted to do, I wanted to get some thumbs done. So this is how they'll come in. And man, it's pretty cut and dry for me. So what you see here is straight up, bruh. This is it. These are my thumbs. There is nothing past this. What you're seeing, I go straight from this into the page. 100%. There is not a lot of thought involved. So like Wide Shot, Geldor and several knights clad in black armor ride through wintry mountains. I'm not going to go through the whole script like this. I mean, we could. I don't know if it's worth it. Wintry mountains terrain, mountainous terrain. It's night and tundra blows harshly. That's this. My door's open, so you're going to hear my rooster. It's not even a joke, though. I don't know why people draw thumbnails and... Dude, all it is for me to understand and move the fuck on. You also got to figure this, too, dude. Who are you talking to, and who are you discussing this with? I'm actually kind of... Can you hear them? Most people... Look, dude, you're trying to get X amount of work done in a certain amount of time. I don't have time to make the thumbnails beautiful. As long as I can understand what I'm looking at here when I come back tomorrow or the next day or, next week, I'm good. So that's what this is. That's Geldor riding off in the distance, whatever that is. Flashback montage, Geldor this was... The chickens are adding their own commentary too. Dude, I love it, bro. And he's been quiet all afternoon. I got the screen door open, so let it out, Red Pill. My boy. And that's so funny. So this gets really crazy. I might actually just go page by page. I think that'll be better. Geldor holds an ornate grail which shimmers with emeralds, but crumbles to dust in his clutches. Beside him is a tableau showing a dragon breathing fire. Geldor blocks its flames against the blunt side of his massive axe. Lying on the ground is a fallen woman, his wife. That's panel 2! That's panel 2, bruh! So like... When people, I don't think these writers, and I mean, dude, it ended up being like my favorite panel of the whole thing, and I had to get really clever with it, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But, bruh, that is literally like, we only have, and how many panels are on this page? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 6-panel page, and this is technically a 3 or 4 panel friggin' panel. So let's just get through the whole page. This seems from Motu Classics lore, so this must be the back of the Motu Geldor figure. Quick history. Geldor was a character that showed up in the Motu mini-comics, the original vintage mini-comics, but you never saw him. Like, he was never in the cartoon, he never showed up in a movie or anything else, the 2000X cartoon. He was just lost in time. It was before... I think before they really got everything going, and they just kind of threw in this character, and he's pretty cool. Like, he's got a cool backstory. Like, his wife was frozen or something like that. He's kind of like a Mr. Freeze, almost. Mr. Freeze type character. So, that's from the Matty Classics. Panel 3. This is not recommended. A lot of times I don't read the dialogue. A lot of times I just read the panel description and draw. I'm not even effing around. I told Vernon that and he lost his mind. Medium shot, a glass vial which glows with mysticism. The secret. I don't like reading. The secret liquid of life. Okay, so this is from the original Geldor mini comic. Watch how close these are going to be to the actual panel. Flashback. This is panel 4. Geldor battles He-Man. We can't read it. Blah blah blah. Image of Prince Daikon below. So I think Prince Daikon is one of the Sunman characters, and so he's just kind of thrown into the mix here. Not part of the wave. I think this is just the writer alone decided to do this because he serves no purpose. He was fun to draw, but he serves no purpose otherwise. The Tree of Life, mighty and verdant, with a massive canopy beneath which are rolling green hills. This is going to be like straight up kind of one-for-one image right here. And whenever I see something like this, I'm actually pretty excited because that's an easy... combining this with all the other stuff that's going on, he's crowing a bunch because he hears me. That's what's going on. There's so much else going on in this page. When I just get a simple tree sitting there alone in the forest, I love it. Are we still on... Dude, we're still on page 1, bruh. Panel 6, a black bog covered in mist. At its center is a shanty with a single... Did we move to the next page yet? I think I actually moved this to the next page. I think I did this. At its center is a shanty with a single window from which crimson light emits. Stationed at the perimeter of the structure is Geldor's steed, a white horse spattered with mud, weary from travel. I don't read all the dialogue either unless I need to know how to draw a face. Dude, I just... Whoa! Now I'll never draw... I'm gonna discuss Chowder after this. Bro, we don't need to talk about this over the phone. This kind of... No, I'm just... Oh, what? This is... It doesn't burn me up at all. I would lean towards this is a writer, especially in this circumstance. You're trying to tell a story in 6 pages. So he's trying to pack in all this kind of stuff that he needs to get in there as possible. And you know, he's dealing with his own set of challenges here. What I would say is that until you have an opportunity to draw a comic book, I think comic book artists end up being a lot of times great comic book writers because they understand the challenges that they're going to face. And this is going to be a prime example of that right here. So remember panel 2. I'm just going to go straight to page 1 right now. So this is Master of the Universe, Plague of the Immortal. This is going to be the Geldor Mattel Creations exclusive figure. And as of me filming this, December whatever, 2024, it just came out like a week or 2 weeks ago. So again, panel 2 is the one we're going to really focus on here. Geldor holds an ornate grail which shimmers but crumbles to dust in his clutches. Besides him is a tableau showing a dragon breathing fire. Geldor blocks its flames against the blunt side of his massive axe. Lying on the ground is a fallen woman, his wife. And I got a nice cheesecake moment in here. I was really excited about this one, okay? And this is the thumbnail that this is about to turn into. So let's go to page 1. So this is page 1. Can we zoom in this? This is what we end up getting. Oh, man. Can we or no? Is that possible in this? We might have to go to a new... Can we go to a new window? But yeah, so this ends up being the... I'm not even... This is for a YouTube video, so I can't answer those questions right now. But this is what it ended up being. This is the pencil. So Geldor is riding in here. Let's get this bigger. Open image in new tab. That'll work. All right, sweet. So this is Geldor riding in on his steed, or whatever that is. And then this ends up being the panel. Geldor holding the goblet, whatever, such and such. Use control to zoom. Can I? Is that as easy as that? Nah. Just gotta live with it. He could. And then this is what I thought would be a cool thing to do. So the tableau or whatever, which is, I looked it up, is just a tapestry. You know what I mean? Like a hanging like a cloth tapestry or whatever. That is, I decided to make that as part of the panel and stuff like that. So it's telling this whole story. That's the little goblet or whatever. I thought this was a great image of her back here. You can see like a little bit of cheesecake. I thought that was great. I ended up really liking this character. She was cool. And more on her later. And then this ended up being like a great panel with He-Man right here and stuff. He-Man fighting Geldor. And then you have your boy in the background. Prince Dakan or whatever his name was. So yeah. The tree of life, real simple. And then this was the shanty house or whatever it was back here. So that ended up being like a pretty epic page, man. Like pretty intense page going on here. But that, and we'll see more of that later. I guess we could go right into that now. Let's go see what the final of it looks like. And then the final version of that, where is it at? Right here. And this is what we ended up with. And I also wanted them all to be riding Stridors. Like, I thought that was, in my mind, like, if you're on a horse in this, you should be riding a Stridor. So this is what we came up with the final panel. The dragon, who looks like one of the dragons from one of the He-Man cartoons. One of the He-Man, I forget his name, but he was one of the references. And, did you get input? Dude, with Motu, there's not much editorial. Like, it's straight up. We're at a place now where I get, whenever you want to talk about something that gets my goat, when you talk about editorial stuff, and especially you deal with editorial things from people that have no business giving editorial advice. Man, I'm in a place right now with Mattel, dude, they what I do is pretty much it, and it's one and done. Like, there's not a lot of edits, unless it's really something extreme. So no. There's and to be honest with you, most of my career, I haven't had a lot of editorial. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to just annoy me. Also in the background, that's Eternia. So that's the Eternia monorail floating around back there. So that's going to be Grayskull Tower. Is there any other? Oh, here you go. And it's a Stridor on. When you bought the Origin Stridor, he came on a nice platform kind of thing. We can look it up. So he came on this cool platform thing, and I thought that would be neat to add into it, because it is a toy. So in my mind, you're playing with your toys when you're reading this. So that's this thing right there, and that's gonna be his Stridor. Okay, so back to it. Where's the script? Bruh, he has been so quiet all day. It's so funny to me. Alright. Page 2. It's only 6 pages. We're just gonna... Chicken showing some hate time to... But dude, he's showing love, dude. He hears me, so he gets excited. Panel 2. I'm not gonna read all this. Geldor is knelt beside a wizard, necromancer, blah, blah, blah. These are my thumbs. Y'all kind of get the point. I'm not gonna go back and forth with each one, and we can just go through. But these are the thumbs. There's sword battle going on here. Whatever. And let's just go page by page now. So page 2. This is a cool page. But again, we're packed in with a ton of stuff. So Geldor over here is kneeling down with this necromancer guy that is telling him where he can find the liquid. Again, he's basically Mr. Freeze. He's trying to save Nora Freeze somewhere. Man, thank you. So here's the necromancer. The other fun part about all these things in comic book world, and I'm about to do this now because there's a character, it's not a new character, but it's going to be an alternate version of another character. I don't know if it can be turned into a toy, but I'm going to take that opportunity to do my best that it can become a toy. I don't want to say what it is. Nobody cares, but just in goodwill, I'm not going to talk about the script. So there's the necromancer dude. Here's this egg thing. This is whatever's going on in the script. This is what's in the tree. Like, inside the center of the tree is this, like, strange orb or whatever that's supposed to bring back his wife. Here's Geldor up here, staring intently at us. Again, this is another chance to... Thank you, brother. This is another chance to, like... I'm trying to save space. I'm trying to deal with everything dynamically on the page. And this is a packed-in, crowded page. So, there's a lot happening. And then also, on the same token... I don't want to draw that house again. Like, that's the last thing I feel like drawing. I would rather draw Geldor close up. So that's what's happening. Cool image of He-Man riding Battle Cat. Again, this is in front of Grayskull Tower, Eternia. And then the ground is almost that same pattern that we saw with the Origin Stridor. It's kind of got that same rocky terrain. So I wanted to have, like, some unification with that. Also... with the He-Man and Battle Cat figures, let's just do that. Origins, it's going to be Battle Damage, He-Man, Battle Cat. So that's what this is. All these little... I have these little dragon guys running around, like these little things that came with it. So that's what these little guys are. That little guy is kind of like jumping off out at you from across the screen. There's a rule of thumb in comic books that when you are leading the eye across the page, you would want the eye... You don't want to break the panel back here. You would want to break the panel here because it would lead you in reading order. So it would lead you to go left to right. I don't care. I think my game plan is that I just want it to look cool on the page. So if he's breaking the panel here, he's breaking the panel here. I just like it. I'm rolling with it. I'm just going with it. And then you have Geldor down here with his army of soldiers or whatever. Didn't spend a lot of time with the design of those guys. And then I just copied and pasted. I drew one, bop, 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 rotate, bop, bop. That's too much time. Too much time wasted drawing an army of people. Also, the background here, this is going to be from... Let's look it up. This is going to be from the Castle Grayskull computer. So, like, anytime I'm drawing a background or something like that, I want it to be from there. So that's what you're seeing in the background is that right there. Is like that whatever. Okay, let's keep going. Page. Well, let's just go through. I kind of like doing it with the script. All right, page 3. Where are we at? Page 4, page 3, page 2. All right, we see Moss Man standing beside Print Icon. They're on a ridge wearing grim expressions, observing Geldor's army approaching. Close on He-Man heeding the call. Wide shot, Geldor astride his horse, rides beside several knights in black armor, one of which whose uniform is more ornate than the others. He is the leader of the band of mercenaries we shall call Plague Knights. Geldor shrugs off the Plague Commander as one of the other knights up ahead points toward the horizons. Others follows to get a better view. And that's it, huh? Okay, so that's that page. Easy. And that is going to be page 3. Dude, this is a hefty script. So it's only 4 panels here. And then this is what we get for page 3. Moss Man and Prince Daikon up here. Moss Man, that's cool because he's basically Beast Man, but just green. And he's got that furry... it's called something. They did the same thing to Panther. There's a name for it. There's a phrase for it. Flocking. So he's got that flocking on him. But otherwise, basically, you can just use Beastman designs. So I use cartoon Beastman designs. He-Man coming in, straightforward shot, straight up shot. Believe it or not, the sword is really tough to draw and get right. Especially angles when you're doing the He-Man, regardless what version of the sword. This is going to be the toy sword. So I always put in that there was an extension to it so he could hold it in his open hand and you could just slide it on there like it would fit in. if I'm doing non-cartoon versions of it, that's what I want to have in there. So I put that little extra piece on it. And then this was a beast, dude. Doing Geldor's horse, and I just made it a certain version of Stridor. They had Stridor, the night one, whatever the dark one, whatever the purple one was, and then I wanted him to have his own horse. I wanted him to have his own Stridor. And this was a beast, dude. Getting this right, all this stuff. Good God, that was such a pain in the butt. Such a pain. It's worth it in the long run, but man, it was a page. And then let's go see the final version of it. So this is the final version of it right here. And yeah, man, it's a lot of detail, but yeah, I think it was worth it. And again, you have that same like background thing going on. All this stuff is going to be this stuff back here. So that was Mark Taylor's wife that did these. On the original Castle Grayskull toy, I'm pretty sure Mark Taylor's wife did all this kind of stuff. Or he drew it and then she painted, watercolored over it. And in my mind, that's a couple of the originators of He-Man, of Motu. And it's always like I feel like it's a cool throwback and a cool, like, it keeps everything connected. And also Grayskull Tower in the background with the monorail. That's still back there. This stuff back here is this stuff right here. But yeah. Does Mattel ever collect these mini comics together into a trade paperback? Not these yet, but they're starting to do motion comics on the Mattel YouTube page, and then Masters of the Mini Comics is a buddy of mine, a guy that I met that he's been doing them on his own, and him and his crew do a great job. Maybe we can play that at the end. That would be kind of cool to do. Let's see. Let's just roll with it. Okay, let's go to the next one. So, page 4. We're almost there. Page 4. Where are we at? And something, Travis, something to think about is that, in my mind, I'm thinking, dude, you've seen the She-Ra pages and stuff like that. So when I came in, bro, life is going to hit you too. This is a performance thing in a lot of ways. Drawing comics or doing any kind of like media and stuff like that. And man, the saying is true. Well, that's good too. But the saying is true. Hold on one second. Hold up. Let me check on the chickens real quick. We had to do it at some point. Hold on. Okay. We're good. But, we're gonna have a talk, Muka. But, what was I saying? What were we just talking about? I forgot. Does Mattel ever... Oh. The show must go on. You're in a performance medium. You have to perform at your best, regardless what is going on in life. And when I did the Eternia mini comic, I was going through some BS, and I didn't perform the way that I wish I would have for a project on the level of what it was. And so moving forward, so when Eternia came out, people were talking a lot of stuff, and that's fine, it's valid. But in my mind, I made sure, in my head, when I started seeing those comments come in, it was, I don't know, man, it just kind of woke me up, and I was just like, you know what, mother effers? Like, you're not going to say that again. Like, we're not doing this bullshit again. And the ironic part is, there was such, in toys, unlike comics, there's such a gap in between when work is done and when you're going to see the work come out. So I did this like a year ago when everybody was getting Eternia, and it's all just starting to come out now. She-Ra, dude, She-Ra is a direct response to the hate that the Eternia mini comic got. And I'm not saying that they were wrong in saying any of that. it was just, I was not in the right headspace. I wish I had done it more. Sometimes I even think about redrawing it just to prove a point and as a payback to the fans. But in the meantime, as long as I'm doing Masters of the Universe mini comics in any way, shape, or motherfucking form, like, you are going to get my best work possible. And Geldor was the start of that. Geldor was the moment of, okay, we're doing this. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you go look at like comments and stuff like that, and they're right. Like, I don't have any problem with it, dude. Like, it wasn't full TeamLattie. You didn't get my best. And just something to keep in mind as somebody like you do artwork and stuff like that. Something to keep in mind moving forward, because something might happen in your life, man. And it's messed up because, again, dude, all this stuff comes out later on. So like, you're in that place at that moment, and then like 6 months later, all of a sudden you see online people are talking trash, and you know you're better than that. That's what made me mad. I wasn't mad at people talking trash. I was mad at myself because I know I'm better than that. And I don't want to miss that moment. I don't want to miss that moment, bruh. And She-Ra is a moment. She-Ra is going to be one of those moments. She-Ra is a big deal. It's the 40th anniversary. And those figures are going to be hitting shelves now. As of whatever the F the date is. December 3rd, 2024. She-Ra is coming. I read it. So, here we go. Panel, what are we on? Which one are we on? This was panel 4. We're on panel 5. Page 4. Epic wide shot, tree of life, erected in massive fortification. Okay, I guess this is it. Okay. We see the Tree of Life. Erected before it is a massive wall fortification. The battlements are manned by Eternian guards and various Masters of the Universe. Epic wide shot. He-Man stands at the ramparts. Beside him are Mossman and Prince Dakon. The banner of King Randor sways in the wind. I don't think I put that in there. We're about to see. Below the walls are countless plague knights holding spears that span into the distance and black banners of their own. Standing front and center is Geldor. Geldor, blah, blah, blah. He says a bunch of shit. Panel 21. We see Geldor battling against Eternian guards, Mossman, and Snare's plague knights and vines. He-Man and Prince Dakon. So he does show up again. I was wrong. He-Man and Prince Dakon fight on in the melee. I wonder if I drew them in. And these are my thumbs. This is it, bro. Like, these are the thumbs, and then we move on. A segment of the barrier wall has collapsed. Geldor, the Plague Knights commanders, and a platoon of Plague Knights rush through, brushing past fallen Eternian guards. Epic shot. We really want to show the scale here. Geldor stands at the trunk of the Tree of Life. His figure is dwarfed, yet still pronounced as he holds massive, gleaming, double-sided axe. I like his axe. I think it's cool. And so this is going to be our page. Where are we? Page 5. So, and I cheated this, not cheating, but I'm saving for time here. And I love this page because of the panel arrangement at the bottom of the page here. With, wait, this isn't, we're on page 4. This is page 5. Hold up. None of that was accurate as to what we just read. Okay. So this is page 4. We'll save this one. We'll come back to that one. This is page 4. There's the tree. This is a panel I don't feel like drawing. I have all the Mark Taylor stuff in the background over here. But I don't feel like drawing this page. Or this panel. This panel's kind of cool. It was a little tricky with Mossman and He-Man just because of the perspective. It was a little odd. Geldor coming in, looking at the Tree of Life, all the Plague Knights and stuff. Set an army of Plague Knights, you getting 3. This was a cool panel. I love this panel. It's He-Man coming in. Here's the other thing, too, dude. I'm still figuring out my He-Man. How do I draw He-Man? What is vintage, classic, mini-comic He-Man look like? So this is also me figuring that out. Geldor and the Plague Knights rush in. Cool panel. And then easy panel, dude. Small figure in front of a tree. Love panels like that because we're getting away with everything, you know? We're kind of getting, it's a time saver, straight up. So here's our page. Inked. There's He-Man, Daikon, all that kind of stuff. Here's Geldor with his blade. I do wish I'd done his hands better. Let's see. But again, you're trying to get some time. It's balance, man. You're fighting. A buddy of mine, he does construction. He's a project manager and he does construction. And he says this all the time. It's a great saying. Don't let perfect get in the way of progress. Dude, I could sit here all day trying to do like the most perfect page. 75%, 25%, I don't know, whatever the ratio is of getting things done and at the same time. Well, I mean, dude, you still have to get it done on time and you still have to get paid so you can go buy groceries and do whatever else you're doing in life, you know? So there is like a little bit of a trade-off. You don't have all the time in the world. You don't have forever to do this shit. He gets it. But this was a cool panel. Anyway, made it up with this panel. Love this like big chunky He-Man, whatever. Geldor's coming in down here. And then the tree. A little bit of a light source, so it's a little bit darker over here. I love drawing trees. I love drawing plants. I don't like drawing buildings. I don't like drawing machines. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Big Buford. Breaking down, dude, did a Geldor mini comic, Mattel mini comic or whatever. So I'm going through these pages one by one, like the process. I don't know. There's probably some correlation between this and there's going to be a lot of correlation between this and animation. It's probably going to be very, very similar. All right, so page 5. But I'm also doing this as like a YouTube video. There's like one cut. Whenever I'm done, I'm cutting this, and then we can like cut up and BS. That's why I'm not responding to Muka when he says like dumb shit. Page 5. He-Man blocks a blow from one of the Plague Knights, calling out to Geldor. All around him, the Masters struggle to extricate themselves from battle, but can't. I'm a simple man from Metairie. I don't need words like that. The axe hits home, cleaving mightily as energy explodes from the trunk. Splinters lacerate everywhere. We can now see the exposed heart of the tree. It radiates pure golden energy that's nearly blinding. I do like this panel when we get to it. This was a cool like combo panel coming up because you're going to have Sorceress and you're going to have Geldor's wife. Who, dude, I got the, you know, I'm the first person to draw her, so I designed her, and hopefully she becomes a toy. And I'm going to show you tricks that I'm doing. None of them have come to fruition yet, but I'm doing it so that characters that I design become action figures down the line, ideally. And I'm trying to make that as easy and as simple a process as possible for Mattel. Meaning I'm not trying to add in a lot of new tooling besides a few small items. So I'm using existing characters as a way to make this happen. Because that'll make them more likely to get made, basically. If they don't have to put in a lot of tooling and engineering, a new head, maybe like a new weapons or something like that, and just do it in a different color, you might see it as a toy. That's why I did Osira the way I did her. Geldor is on his knees, golden light beams from his eyes, mouth and ears. This was a fun panel. All around him we see elderly figures and phantoms. One that stands out is a beautiful black woman, his wife. That's going to be your girl, the character I designed. Are we on the last page yet or no? Was that it? Okay, yeah, that was it. Okay. So here's our page. Where are we? Oh, we just opened it. We had it open before. So this is the page. Geldor is smashing He-Man's sword. I thought this was a fun panel. I like the hands on this panel. Geldor at the tree, kind of whatever. This was not a cheat panel. But again, I'm ready to get to this stuff down here. That embryo egg, think of like the eggs from like Jurassic Park. That's what I was kind of thinking in my head, like a baby dinosaur. That's like the embryo things in the middle, and then this is all And I'm breaking the borders. I'm gonna go to that in a second here too. I don't remember. I didn't flip through the comic book, so I don't remember what they did. But yeah, it was. I broke the panels. I wanted the panel to be. I don't believe in dinosaurs. I like dinosaurs. You know what I mean? There's a big difference. But these ended up being great panels, and then I love drawing Geldor. Like, Geldor's really fun to draw. So let's see the full version. And then you might see what I'm talking about here. So I'm trying to make the panel be part of the page. All right, actually, let's just look at this, and then we're going to go to the color. You'll see in a second. Where's the page? Okay, so this is Geldor page 5. He-Man getting hit, Geldor coming up. You have all the Mark Taylor stuff in the background. I love doing this. This is a thing I've been doing a lot lately, is these little, very over-the-top cartoon ... things. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the yellow, bang, axes hitting, pop. I don't even know what you would call that. You know what I mean? But it's like that. Yeah, those hash. I like it, dude. It's kind of like see-through. But that's like, this is like, in my mind, this is like a yellow. You in a classic comic book, you have these moments where, like, whatever, Flash Gordon or so and so punches somebody, and then you're gonna have a big explosion panel that goes with it, like where the fist hits the face. And that's what I was trying to do here. So when the axe is hitting the tree, you have that explosion, very vintage, classic, visual dialogue that you had in old school comics, and then have that cartoony ... Like when you'd see a ghost in an old cartoon, you'd have the ... or somebody was invisible, So, okay, right, and I think it's a fun way to do, even in like a very serious, like hardcore comic like this, where a lot's going on and there's a lot of detail, and it's, the story is not fun and cartoony. I just feel like, how like in Japan, they have their own visual dialogue and visual cues in manga, where you might have like a character does something silly, or he's upset, and then they have that little teardrop will drop in. We don't really use that in American comics. We had our own language, a visual language that was being created. And I love using stuff like that. So that's what that is. It's very vintage American comic book. And then this is what I'm talking about here. I want the whole page to be the panel. So the page is breaking apart, and you're seeing through to the embryo that's on the inside of the tree with all the gunky stuff floating around, all whatever. And even though this was a lot of work, this was a fun one to do. I really enjoyed doing it. I love this panel. Love it, love it, love it. And then we have a great shot of the sorceress, a 1-for-1 moment here. Also really fun because you're doing a symmetrical thing, right? Where you have sorceress, and then I don't even know if Geldor's wife got a name, but she's in there. They're basically in the same pose, framing us in right here. And then you have the embryo in the tree in the center, and most people might want to, and your first instinct is you want to do that with the next two panels down as well, with these two Geldor panels. But I think it makes it more visually interesting if you don't. And you break that symmetry, and I think it makes the page way cooler, man. So when you have Geldor pulled back and you have like a medium shot, and then you go to an extreme close-up, backlit, he's in some sort of shadow here. So love this page. Might be my favorite page. I don't know. There's a few pages I really enjoy in this one, but excuse me. This is going to be one of them, and without question, one of my favorite panels or panel arrangements going on right there. And then to go and explain what I was saying here, all the colors are going to go over to China, and then they're going to color them. I wanted to color the book, but they weren't going to let me. I don't know. They just said no. They wanted to keep consistent throughout all the Lattie books. that we do. And look, dude, I love Mattel, bro. I'm fortunate they let me put my logo on the cover. Like, that's crazy. So when I went to this page, this is what I did. I wanted to try and explain to the people in China that the page is the tree. Like, everything that's happening, y'all see what I'm talking about here? Like, all this white, I'm telling them, don't color. Leave that as the page, and then it's almost like the page is breaking apart, and you're seeing inside of it, and the page plays the role of it. So I sent these, like, I'm trying to explain how it's something that would really read really easily on a splash page. Right. It is, but I still wanted to do it. And I also wanted to make clear that, like, He-Man is floating alone. So I do all this stuff now a lot of times where it doesn't make sense. Like Geldor's axe, you don't see it up here. You don't see it, open a new tab. You don't see it up top. Like, it's not breaking through. But if this was an open panel, it should break through. But you have to suspend disbelief, you know? And same thing with He-Man, the rest of He-Man's body. It doesn't follow through to the rest of the page. So I'm trying to explain to them what I'm going for here. I have no communication with them. We're playing telephone. So I send this to the Mattel designers. They send it to China. I see it I see it beforehand, but not before it goes to print. This is a printable, and Mattel's more worried about the toys. So, all right, let's go to, okay. I'm at least, I think I don't know. I have to pull up the comic. We should watch the Masters of the Mini comic thing after this. I'm not going to keep it in the YouTube video when I cut it up, so I'll kind of end it, but then we can go to that. Because I'd rather people go see Masters of the Mini comic. Go see it on his YouTube. I'm not going to play it on my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? All right, hold up. Let's get back to the script. And then the final page, and then we'll go to the cover. Where are we at? Page 6. I also like that these are like really quick little, you know, white means paper. Right, ideally, right. Geldor is now normal and is kneeling before his wife. Dude, again, there's such a... I don't know if he did this intentionally or what, and we'd have to really go look at the original Geldor mini comic. But some of the best villains are, like, tragic figures. They have this cool quote, like, I watch these motivational videos and stuff when I'm working out or whatever, and the guy came in and he was like, the hero and the villain are basically the same person. They both have some sort of, like, tragedy that happens to them in their life, you know? What makes them the hero and the villain is how they choose to handle it. And that is very, very true in normal life as well. But the hero decides he's never going to let that happen to anybody again. Batman never wants anybody to have their parents die in front of him. Never wants anybody to suffer, get robbed, get murdered, whatever. Batman is dealing with the trauma of watching his parents get killed in front of him. And where the villain, let's just use Dark Knight Nolan Joker, he's constantly out there trying to make people feel the pain that he felt, I guess, whatever. He's not the best example, but you see what I'm saying. Like, they're out to make people feel the same pain that they felt. And Geldor and Mr. Freeze and people like that are more tragic figures, where they fall kind of somewhere in between. And that makes him much more interesting because there's a lot of gray area here. So, like, Geldor... he's doing and Mr. Freeze is the same exact thing. Everything he's doing is in an attempt to save his wife. He's doing it in out of love. Or he's doing it, there's probably a lot of selfishness going on here too, but technically he's doing it out of love and he's trying to do something good. And so when you have these, like, what's about to happen here is you're going to have this, like, full turn moment where, like, Geldor kind of becomes, like, a better person kind of thing, you know what I mean? He has that character turn. So, if I remember right, I could be totally wrong. He could be like a, you know, Hordak or Skeletor and go like full-blown evil. So, let's find out. Let's find out what happened. Geldor is now normal and is kneeling before his wife, who delicately holds his shoulder. She glows with mystic energy. So she's dead. Geldor's wife, panel 31. Geldor and his wife embrace. We've snapped out of our vision. Passing Geldor, the plague commander is followed by several knights who have climbed into the tree's golden opening. Geldor now battles alongside He-Man against the plague knights as they try to stop them from overtaking the tree. So, like, his wife tells him something. Where's it at? This is dialogue that's relevant to the story, at least. If you want to live forever, then do something worth remembering. Save Eternia. And it was at that moment Geldor came to an important conclusion. Change is but a decision. Alright, so dude, Joshua Skye brought some hardcore stuff in this one when he wrote this script. Geldor now bows alongside He-Man. Moss Man has his hands raised as the tree heals itself, sealing the plague knights within it. So you crave immortality, enjoy it in your new tomb. The tree of life has been restored, the sun shimmers. All these scripts, because you have such a limited time frame, you have 6 pages to tell a story, all of them are very, very bop, 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 which I like, because as an artist, there's not a lot of dialogue, and there's not a lot of, like, just wasted... They're not trying to fill pages. So, for me, I just get to hit all the key moments. The sun shimmers through its massive canopy of leaves. And I think that's it. I mean, I think that's the end of the story right there. They throw him into the tomb, and that's it. So, let's go check out the page. Where is page 6? Page 6 pencils. So there she is, and I love drawing her, bro. Like, I don't even... Dude, she doesn't even have her name. She's just Geldor's wife. But I really, really enjoyed drawing her. I don't like this panel. I like this punch panel down here with He-Man. Those are the Plague Knights, like, coming into the tree or whatever. He-Man and Geldor. This is one of those where I'm just doing what I feel like drawing. You barely even see Geldor back there. I just kind of wanted to draw him. This Moss Man scene is fun. You know, like, they're going into it. And then we just end with it, with the Tree of Life. Breaking the panel. Oh, and up here, same thing we're talking about before. We're doing the breaking of the page. The page is the panel. You're seeing through the page into it. It creates this layered experience, and I feel like makes your compositions better. Okay, so let's go check out the black and white version, or the final version, the ink version. Where are we at? All right, page 6. So this is our page. Really, really like her. Really, really sweet. Another thing that I like doing is when we're talking about vintage and very classic American comic book kind of cues and kind of things that they do, tropes. I love doing Little Orphan Annie eyes. I love doing just all white eyes with no pupils. I feel like you can toss them in and out interchangeably depending on what's going on in a panel. And I don't have like a science behind it, but this panel, she gets it. You know what I mean? I love all white Little Orphan Annie eyes. In this one, ideally, she wouldn't. I don't think then they go back. He has it back here. So just one, back and forth with it. Cool face. I like He-Man being a little bit older. I don't like a younger He-Man. I want my He-Man to have a little grit to him. He's a little more Jason Statham than whatever, Thor's brother in, like Pacific Rim or something like that. And then Moss Man is doing the tree thing, and there you go. And I'm pretty sure I probably did a reference for this one. No, I didn't. So there was no reference for that, but there is a reference for her. So this is Glimmer. Glimmer is one of the She-Ra figures. She was one of the She-Ra characters from later on. Now we're into and this is before I even knew they were doing Princess of Power. So I didn't even know this was going on. Again, this is a year and a half ago. Geldor was a while ago, and he's just coming out now. But I just assumed that's where they were going. They're going with the cartoons more than the classic toy line. I hope they go back and do the classic toy line. But my mindset was, let's go ahead and design her in the same outfit. Glimmer's a pretty popular character for She-Ra. She's like up there with like Man-at-Arms Tila level, you know, like she's up there and She-Ra's like crew. Yeah, dude, I was working on one today. I went to Barnes and Nobles and did it today. So I'm on wave 6, wave 26. It's weird because it's wave 26 of Motu Origins, but it's going to be the cartoon line. It might be wave 6, or it might be whatever. It's breaking down some kind of way like that. And then that's going to be her. I did like some quick colors of suggested colors. I don't remember if they used it or not. I didn't even look. I don't think I even opened the mini comic. But that would be her, and she's wearing basically this outfit, like 1-for-1. So if they ever did decide to come and do She-Ra figures, dude, just put a new head on her and you can do it. And I'm just trying to get figures made so I can put with my display. That's all I'm really aiming at here. For the cover, I do not do this often. Where are we at? In fact, I don't think I've done it yet. There was one She-Ra cover, and I'm gonna go to that. I'll talk about that whenever it comes out. I don't remember which one it is. But I did a parody of an old She-Ra toy cover, an old vintage toy She-Ra cover. This is the only one. It's a 1-for-1. So this is Geldor mini comic cover. Let's go find that first. I thought this would be a cool one to do as a, So there's the original mini comic cover. Again, out of the, I don't know, 14, however many I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're pushing the teens. We're in the teens now, probably somewhere. This is the only time I did it. Geldor's only appearance is in this mini comic. So this is the only time he ever appeared since 1984? 83, and I thought it would be a cool homage. And look, dude, you got a little Kirby crackle up here. So somebody was a Kirby fan, whoever was drawing this, and we should go look it up. But I'm not sure if it was referenced. So when I went to do it, when I went to go draw it, come on, internet. Attorney had just come out, and I was really into that. So I wanted to have like Eternia in the background. I figure everybody would be getting their Eternia playset. And again, you have those little dragons from the Battle Damage He-Man and Battle Cat little set that came out. I think it was a Target exclusive. You might have been able to get it everywhere. So I had Eternia in the background. They made me change it. I still think it looks cool to have the lion's mouth. You know, like they're about to, man, seconds away from going blow to blow with each other. And Geldor is like a cool challenger for He-Man. Like, he feels like a threat for He-Man, where a lot of other people don't. A lot of, you know, like if He-Man was fighting like Stinkor, like whatever, dude. Let's see. You're not as concerned. Geldor feels almost like Nuclear Man from Superman 4. Like he's a 1-for-1 of He-Man. He just went the wrong way. He-Man doesn't really have a lot of tragedy in his life, I guess, besides his sister getting kidnapped but he was a baby. He didn't even know. So Prince Adam has basically, you know, lived a life of luxury. He-Man just is He-Man because he does the right thing. So that's pretty cool. So they were just like, hey, wouldn't it be better to put the tree in the background? I was like, yeah, whatever, dude. So there you go. Ended up putting that life tree from Avatar back there. But here's the inked version, and like I said, dude, they let me put my logo, my He-Man Lattie logo on all the books, which I've never seen anybody be able to do that before. And I'm appreciative of it. I thought they were going to drop them, but they leave them in there. So this is the main cover, and just for fun, this is the only thing I'll get when, well, let's show one more color guide. This is Geldor's horse. Not a lot going on here. Just like a quick, like I said before, quick reference. There's the Motu computer, which you see in the background. There's Geldor on a Stridor. I did give him, this is cool. I did give him his own Plague Knight logo, so I designed a Plague Knight logo with X's on the eyes, because they're all dead. They're immortal and dead. I might, you know what, dude? I might go on Amazon, see if I can find a Stridor cheap. And, dude, I'm just going to print out my own Geldor logos and give him his own horse. That would be pretty cool. And last thing I want to show y'all as far as this is concerned, and then we can just go to, like, normal stuff, is when I do get these scripts, this is all I'm getting, but I think it's really neat and really fun to see, is this is going to be the deco sheet that Mattel has. So it looks like they 3D render all their figures, and this is what's going to come to me before the figure actually gets made. So I'm drawing the comic at the same time that they're sending it off, I guess, to China for production. And then the final thing that's going to happen is called printables. That's going to be the packaging, the mini comic, all that kind of stuff. This is going to be on your classic Mosu Origins card back. The She-Ras are going to be a whole different story. But yeah, this is the deco, and then I kind of just work from this. But you can kind of see like what's going on here. And it's, I don't know, it's just fun to see. It's a cool one to see like the turnarounds. That's going to be my cue in a minute. The only gripe I have is that you have to have, I have Geldor like swinging on Eternia, and so he can hold 2 weapons, and only 1 weapon can fit in that back thing. Let's see, so he comes with 3, let's see if it's on here. Yeah, he comes with all 3 of these. So if you put the shield in one hand, and then you put an axe or one of these in another hand, you can't fit 2 back here, but whatever. Give it to another character that doesn't have anything. And then this is referred to dimensions, function, figure is fully articulated, existed. So here we go. Existent tooling. I never saw this before, but this is really cool. Torso is from He-Man, upper arms He-Man, hands He-Man, skirt and armor are Skeletor. Didn't know that. Axe is Ram-Man, other axe is Ram-Man, upper legs He-Man, lower legs He-Man, feet are Filmation Skeletor. So there you go, dude. Almost everything on here is newly tooled head, harness, and boots. So that is like, how cool is that, man? That's how you get like a figure like that. And that's probably what's keeping Origins alive, is that there's not a lot of new stuff. Barbie's going to be the same thing. Dude, Barbie there's not a new Barbie body every time. I don't even know if you get a new Barbie head most of the time, you know? You're just getting new clothes on top. Barbie, that's why Barbie's a moneymaker. Same with Monster High. I don't know who puts out Monster High. I think somebody bought it. You know, similar as all that. So yeah, that is what we have. Articulation, 20 points. Electronics, no. Soft goods, no. Special materials process, no. So there you go, dude. Mattel, confidential. Well, that's not good, but it's out there now. And that is Geldor. That's the Geldor mini comic. That is what we got. That is the breakdown. And that is my personal process. So, and let's watch this, and then I'm gonna go hang out with my chickens because it's a beautiful day. So let's blow it up. Can y'all hear it or no? Is there sound? Oh. Can y'all hear it? Let me know. Was there any noise? Yeah, okay, yeah, I can hear it. All right, let's start it from the jump. I've never seen this. It's fucked up.
Plague of the Immortal. For decades, the warrior Geldor has sought one thing: immortality. Tragically, decades of false passages from suspicious bargains with eldritch beings to dark rituals led him nowhere. Each minute of each passing day only fed his ambition. Only once in all his journeys did Geldor come close to achieving his goal, by ingesting the secret liquid of life, until the masters of the universe thwarted him. From the earth sprung the mighty tree of life, a pillar of nature's glory. Driven by his unyielding thirst, Geldor zealously finally made a breakthrough. And at the deathbed of an elderly necromancer, he was promised true immortality for a price.
Use your fortune to care for my family after I pass, and I shall give you the secret to immortality.
You promised me eternal life while you were on the verge of death.
I would never wish eternal life on my greatest enemy, let alone myself.
Geldor had no such qualms. Were he to cleave the tree of life in twain and drink its heart of amber, forever life would be his. The necromancer exhaled his last breath. As soon as he did, Geldor forgot his promise of payment.
Of course, the secret liquid of life. Its potency still exists. It resides at the heart of the tree of life itself.
He-Man, Eternia is in dire need of your aid. As we speak, Geldor leads a battalion poised to cut down the Tree of Life.
Mossman stands beside Prince Daikon, observing Geldor's army approaching in the distance.
Geldor's forces are willing to die for this cause. He promises them the fruits of immortality. The fate of Eternia hangs in the balance.
You can count on me.
Death is our destiny, unless we seize immortality itself! I hope you are not wasting our time, for it is short.
What choice do you have but chance? Wager on me and you shall be rewarded.
We will accept nothing but the price you promised. If you do not pay, you shall die. I swear it.
I've never betrayed a bargain.
Up ahead! The Tree of Life!
The allies of Free Eternia are prepared for Geldor's offensive.
Stand aside, masters. Bloodshed is unnecessary. Why risk our lives when we can live forever?
The lifeblood of our world is at stake. We will not let you destroy the planet, or we all die.
You leave me no choice then. Forward!
To battle!
For days a great battle ensued. However, Geldor's men proved too numerous for the Masters and their forces to repel.
They've breached the wall!
Geldor!
No, He-Man. I dream.
The heart of the world radiates golden energy as an inviting sound fills the air. The heartbeat of Eternia. After questing countless leagues, Geldor's dream is finally in reach.
Geldor, you've not contemplated the price. Let not me, but someone far more persuasive, show you the error of your ways.
In a flash, a vision shows itself to Geldor. Emerging from beyond is a figure who he has missed for far too long. His departed wife.
I've missed you so much, my love. You cannot imagine.
Oh, Geldor, I've been with you all this time. If you want to live forever, then do something worth remembering. Save Eternia.
And it was at that moment Geldor came to an important conclusion. Change is but a decision.
Imbecile! If you will not seize destiny, then we will!
Nothing is nobler than seizing the here and now. Today is the day. Now and forever!
Eternia shall not fall for the sake of a selfish few.
So, you crave immortality. Enjoy it in your new tone.
We will be together again in time. My love, all in good time.
The plague knights are vanquished. The tree of life is healed. As for Geldor, he dreamed a new dream. Alright guys, hey, Rob here. Thanks for tuning in to Plague of the Immortal. Hope you guys enjoyed that mini comic. Thank you so much to my actors that came in there. Keith with an awesome Geldor, Rachel and Sean, the dynamic duo, taking it on there with some acting. And we got Galena coming in with Geldor's wife, and Guillermo with an awesome Moss Man. Greg showing off voice acting. Check him out on Instagram. Hey, if you guys like this content, as always, please let's try to share it with the world. Let's let everybody know about this channel. And stand by for more from Masters of the Mini Comics.
Dude, killed it, bruh. Killed it. I'm gonna message him on YouTube after this. Not YouTube, whatever the F. Instagram, and I'm gonna see if he can. I kind of think that it would be cool to have that as part of the as part of the YouTube video. I mean, there's only like 5 seconds where I'm just going off on Muka and stuff. I might just clip that out. But I think it's a dude. It's just a really cool ending. I'm gonna ask and see if he's cool. Tim gonna slide in the DMs. I'm gonna do it right now. But yeah, dude. So and I started this off. I think only Travis heard it and he hated it. But it's Dry Creek Wrangler, the men that don't fit in, and it's basically a whole thing about how, like, dude, just real shit moment. It's basically about how, like, dude, there might not be, like, it might not be about a number in the bank account or winning a trophy or doing whatever the fuck. It might just be about the journey of doing it, and man, to even be drawing Masters of the Universe and even have somebody go and do, I don't know, like even do a cartoon almost version with art, and Joshua Scott killed that script, man. And they killed that little mini comic movie, all the actors and stuff like that. So, I don't know, cool moment in the journey. Very cool moment in the journey. But yeah, Armando, whatever you're down to do, dude. Muka, whatever you got, dude. Anybody that's got ideas, I'm in. Race has not started. It's like just waiting 10, 9, just waiting for the fucking thing to start, man. Chomping at the bit. God's throttling. You know what I mean? Waiting to let loose. So I'm gonna end it there, and I'm gonna go back. I've been mixing it up. But I feel like this one's better. So, game plan is Tuesdays and Thursdays moving forward. Just got to give me a time and we can tackle this server, my dude. I'm free mostly tomorrow. All right. So am I. So, besides drawing, perfect. But Tuesdays and Thursdays is what we're shooting for here. 3 o'clock, and then we'll go to whatever time we end up at. But I think this was perfect. So, thank y'all, and
He-Man will be right back after these messages.